Welcome, everyone. Once again, we are back, ladies and gentlemen. We are the Shaded Pixels podcast, where we break video games down to their pixels and shadings, topic by topic. I am one of your hosts, Bunny 3000, along with the one and only Esteban Cuevas and Shawn Richards down there at the bottom. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the episode of episodes after a quite heavy episode that we had last week, which was on game journalism. You should go check it out after this episode, of course, where we will be talking about video game collector's editions. Ones we like, ones we don't like, and what we would like to see going forward. Gentlemen,
yes,
welcome. How you guys been?
All right.
So we even get into everything.
We're good. We're good. You know, nothing too heavy.
I was melting because my AC was broken, but it was fixed today, so now I'm feeling good.
Oh, that's good.
It's the summer. You should enjoy the heat. Let it blast through you.
No, goodness.
No. I was on the center of the sun. No.
It's like, no, I'm not enjoying any
How
of it.
hot does it get where you're at, Shawn? Like on average?
On average, about 90 in the summer with quite a bit of humidity.
Okay, well, humidity sucks, but
Yeah.
I have to deal with the humidity as well, and normal is like 100, 105, and it can get all the way up to about 117.
Sounds like music.
That's what happens when you live in the desert.
That's why I don't live in the desert.
Yeah.
Of course, I can't say anything. I live in the Northeast.
Yeah. People forget that the desert still exists in California. I live in Red Dead Redemption territory.
Yeah, it does. It does. I visited that area before.
And I used to live in Arizona, and I kind of want to go back.
Oh, God. It's possibly worse there. Why?
Yeah, it is.
Because that's what I love.
Okay, all right.
All right.
I'd rather have a good dry heat of Arizona than the moist, sticky heat of like Tennessee or worse, Florida.
Oh,
Ooh.
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Florida,
That I
definitely.
can understand. When you go outside and you just can't breathe because the air is so thick.
Yeah.
Yes. That haze, actually up here in the Northeast, we've had that kind of weather for a good portion of the summer. That haze where you just walk outside and it just blasts you in your face. It's like, oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, climate change. Lovely for everyone involved.
Yep.
Oh,
and it's
yeah.
real. Don't let anyone tell you anything different.
Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, we're gonna jump into discussing collector's editions. And for a lot of you gamers out there, this is that time of year where you get all that new information about all the buzzworthy games, and Gamescom is right around the corner. So all the publishers and everything are starting to release all the information about when their betas are going to drop and what kind of standard, limited collectors, ultra collectors, ultimate, and rubber dub editions. Yeah, super ultimate and rubber dub editions that they are going to provide for your pleasure and for your fandom before you even get the game. Yeah. So just as an example, we even before we started the call, we were laughing at a lot of the offerings that one game in particular, Division 2, they released their information where they've got roughly 5 different editions that you can purchase that have both digital content and physical content, a mix of both, and something all in between and above and around and behind and all up in and all this other kind of stuff.
I think I still have it brought up. Would you want me to?
Oh yeah, lay it down for those who haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, this is
funny.
Okay. Well, you have your standard edition, and that's just the game itself. That's the first edition.
Okay. You got to tell us the name of the editions also.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah. So Division 2 standard edition.
Okay.
Standard edition is you get the game.
Okay.
You get the game. Okay. And then I'm going to throw this in here because it's the easiest one.
Okay.
There's technically a sixth thing that you can get if you pre-order the game. So it's not an addition, but if you pre-order the game, then you also get some stuff, and it's access to the private beta, the Capital Defender Pack, which comes with a Hazmat 2.0 outfit and the Lullaby exotic shotgun.
Now, mind you, those are digital content; those aren't real.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's like, oh, I want a flamethrower.
Okay, but there is one exception to that. If you pre-order the Ultimate Edition, which I'll get to later, okay, but I'm putting it here because it's part of pre-ordering.
Okay.
If you pre-order the Ultimate Edition at GameStop, you'll receive a limited edition Division 2 hat, an actual hat.
Nice.
So it's a physical item.
I like hats.
Okay. Now, going back to the actual editions, the first actual extra thing. Okay, so this is the second thing after the standard edition. It's the gold edition.
What's it called? Okay,
the gold edition.
All right, that's not too outrageous.
Okay, it comes with the game itself, a 3-day early access to the game, so you get to play the game 3 days early.
Okay,
and the year 1 pass, which gets you 1 week early access to all the free year 1 episodes, exclusive customization items, additional activities, and more.
Okay, that sounds vaguely like Rainbow Six, but okay.
Yeah.
I'm following you.
Okay, and I'm also going to put this forward here for money. Obviously, the standard edition is your standard $60 for a game. This gold edition is $110. So it's $50.
Really?
It's $50 more.
Okay, yeah, I'd be pissed off at that.
Okay, and this is already...
I can understand the outrage there.
That was just the first extra thing.
The first tier. Yeah.
We are scratching the surface, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, there's still 3 more of these damn things to go through. Division 2 Ultimate Edition is next. You get everything with the Gold Edition, okay, as well as a handful of digital add-ons: the Elite Agent Pack, Battle Worn Secret Service Pack, and First Responder Pack. The add-ons include outfits, emotes, weapon skins, skill effects, and additional stash space. That last one doesn't really make a lot of sense to me, but okay.
It's probably like a limited inventory.
Yeah.
In this one, expands your inventory, probably.
Yeah, which is scary, but okay.
Okay. This is $130. So it's $20 more. So
yeah, considering what they did for the other one, that's fine. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so that's fine. And I should mention that this is a GameStop exclusive if you want to get it a physical version of the game.
Nah. Okay, so they paid money to GameStop. Way to go.
Okay. And now there's 2 more, and this is what we were kind of getting into before the episode started. There is a Dark Zone Definitive Edition and a Phoenix Shield Collector's Edition. Both of these editions...
What do you get with those editions, Esteban?
Both of these editions come with everything that the Ultimate Edition has, which of course also comes with everything that the Gold Edition has. But they also come with a book of lithographs, the game soundtrack, and the map of Washington, D.C. However, there's also 2 different things that are exclusive to each different pack. So that stuff I just told you about in the first edition, the Dark Zone Definitive Edition, it comes in a quote-unquote special box. Whereas the other edition, Phoenix Shield, doesn't come in anything special. However, it gets a steelbook metal case, which I am assuming is actually for the game.
Yeah.
Because
probably.
if it's a book, then it's not going to fit this other stuff, I don't think. Or maybe it will. Depends on how big that map is. But the most important thing is each version, the Dark Zone Definitive Edition and the Phoenix Shield Collector's Edition, have different figurines in them. So the first one...
And slight correction, the Dark Zone one does... It does have a steelbook, but it's the same steelbook as the Gold Edition. But the Phoenix Collector's Edition has a different kind of steelbook case.
Oh, my thing here doesn't even say that there's a steelbook in the Gold Edition.
Yeah,
I'm pulling this from GameSpot, by the way.
Okay, yeah, I'm looking at the Ubisoft one. It says it on the Ubisoft one.
All right, well, that's fine. Okay, so it's just the same one, but you get a different one
You should probably take the
from the Phoenix Shield Collector's Edition. So
Where are you gonna put it?
The figurine that you get from the Dark Zone Definitive Edition is the Heather Ward figurine, which is about 30 centimeters tall. And the other one, the Phoenix Shield Collector's Edition, comes with a figurine of Brian Johnson. I don't know what the measurements on that is, but the point is, though, is that it's two different figurines. So there is not a way for you to get everything in one pack. You can get everything, and then you have to make a choice between which figurine you want.
I would tend to bet that eventually they're going to sell the figurines by themselves later on.
The other thing,
actually, I think I've seen on their Ubisoft store, they already sell the what's his name, the Brian dude.
Yeah, Brian Johnson.
Yeah, they already sell that one by itself. So,
well, maybe it's because it's higher quality or something. Because both of these packs are exclusive to the Ubisoft store.
It's like 1/6 scale. So,
and the Dark Zone Definitive Edition is $180, whereas the Phoenix Shield Collector's Edition is $250.
Yes, it is exclusively on the Ubisoft store.
Yeah, both of these things, but one of them is a lot more than the other.
Yep.
Yeah, it's collector's editions like that. Just having multiple of them is insane. And I was just looking at one that just kind of looked at whenever I was doing my research. Assassin's Creed Odyssey had several collector's editions. You had the standard edition, you had the deluxe edition, you have the gold edition, the gold steelbook edition, you have the Gods edition, the Dawn Collector, and the Legendary Collector edition.
That's Sarah. That's more than this. Why didn't we focus on that?
Well, hey, it's
Holy
Ubisoft.
crap.
That's what they do. They put these things out just about every year.
Yeah.
So they are experts at the money grab, as we have all seen. They know how to entice you to get their merchandise as well as their money, because that's what I honestly think Ubisoft does that a bit better than most other companies do. They put a lot of money into providing figurines, toys, T-shirts, all kinds of stuff, even outside of the collectors and editions.
What I don't understand though is why do you have to collect put it in a pack with the game? Why wouldn't you just sell it at your store? Like Ubisoft has a store.
Yeah, Ubisoft does have a store, but it's kind of one of those things where they like to gamers like to get stuff along with the game. I guess it's a trend thing. It's not necessarily something that you have to do, but because that's something that gamers and we've done in the industry for quite some time anyways, it's kind of one of those things. You go to pick up the game, and while you pick up the game, you get all this other stuff. So it's like a unboxing moment when you get your game and all this other gobbledygook or whatever, so that as you start playing your game, you can put your mass collectors what you do hickey behind you as you stream or whatever, or as you show on to your friends or whatever. So it's just kind of one of those things, kind of like getting your own physical loot box. It's got all this stuff that's all themed around your new game.
Yeah. Well, look, I'll just put this out there right now so that everyone knows where I'm coming from with this. I don't give a shit about toys.
I love them.
I never have. I never will. When I was a kid, I had a toy chest that was in the shape of a football. And that got replaced very quickly. I got rid of that and I threw it away for a bookshelf because I like to read a lot and because I wanted to put my games on there. I got rid of toys for video games. So this thing of like trying to put them together, I'm like, this makes no sense to me.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm completely opposite. I'm the guy that if he was smart enough and had thought about it, would to this day still have every Star Wars action figure and G.I. Joe action figure on a shelf, someplace with, these little labels saying, oh, this is so-and-so. This is so-and-so. Yeah. I love that. I mean, dude, at work, I'm pretty certain everyone that isn't a geek pretty much hates me. I have comic books. I have CD cases. I've got like a little figurine of Black Panther hanging off of a paper clip on part of the thing. I've got every single one of my lanyards from all my Comic-Cons with all the pins on them hanging on one part of my wall. I've got lithographs. I got stuff all over my cubicle, just hanging and sitting. It's absolutely ridiculous, but I love it. I love it. And I mean, that's essentially what they're banking on. There are a lot of people out there that are collectors, and collectors like junk. They like stuff to be able to show off and to pose and to place in different areas. And when you've got a lot of Uber fans or people that, especially when you get like sports fans or fans of Call of Duty or really deep fans of a particular role-playing game, they want to immerse themselves in that game and they want to show off their fandom in as many ways as possible.
Yeah.
So, they bank on that, and that's why they do it.
Yeah. And I have a couple of things to say about that. First of all, I'm with Esteban on this. I am not a person who will go out and say, you know what, I'm going to get that Raid Deluxe Edition because it has a hat with it or something like that. Mm-hmm. I'm going to say, you know what, it's a game. I'm going to play the game, and I'm going to either enjoy the game or not. Mm-hmm. And that's basically where I stand with that. I will go out and pre-order the game if I know that it is going to be of good quality or I know that I'm going to enjoy it. Typically, it's something like either I know I'm going to enjoy it with friends, so I'm going to pre-order it that way, or it's from a franchise that I know has a good track record with it. So, like, Red Dead Redemption 2, I would pre-order because Rockstar has a good track record with that. And that's, like you said, BJ, that's kind of where a lot of these fans are coming from. They're coming from fans of the franchise already, Oh, yeah. People that love the Assassin's Creed games will probably get one of the massive editions with it, or people who love the First Division will probably get that Dark Zone Deluxe whatever edition.
Bye. Stop. This is my daughter. But just to annoy you guys even further, I even made a list of some of the most epic like collector's editions that were out there that I thought were absolutely cool. And I'll run through them real quick. Okay. All right. So this one I didn't even know about. I actually had to research to find out about it. But you guys remember the game Lord of the Rings War of the North?
Yes, I do.
Sounds familiar.
So the collector's edition version of this game had an actual full-size quiver that was made of leather and all this other kind of stuff. It had an intricate detail and probably like some Elven language or whatever written on parts of it and such. And it had like a really nice, I guess you could say, memento that was my daughter's going crazy. Bye, no. That actually had like a map of, I think it was Mordor or something like that, also that fit inside the quiver.
That's kind of cool.
Right, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Even Titanfall. Titanfall 1 and 2, the collector's editions of those, I thought were pretty impressive. I never bought either one of them because I couldn't justify spending that kind of money. They were like $250, $300 editions. But Titanfall 1, I saw this when I went in the store and it blew my mind. The box was literally wider than I was and about as tall as my daughter right now, because the figurine that was in it, it wasn't a figurine. It was basically like a statue. The thing was about 1.5 feet tall. It was a statue of a Titan.
Right.
And the second Titanfall 2, they kind of bypassed that. They were like, okay, we're not going to do that. But what they did do is they did a full-size helmet that actually lights up and stuff inside of it. And I think it even had like sounds and from the game or whatever in it also.
Yeah, that's cool.
Right, that's cool. Now, kind of on the lower end of the scale where it was cool at the time only because they weren't really doing full-size helmets, but when we kind of thought about it, it didn't make any sense, was Halo 3. We kind of talked about this before.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They had Master Chief's helmet, but it was like, baby size. So, it's kind of like
it wasn't like tiny, like it looked almost like a full size.
Right.
It would be one that would fit your daughter, BJ.
Right. Yeah, it was baby size. You put it on her head and be like, "Oh, Master Chief is so cute."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then one of my favorites personally was Borderlands 2. Borderlands 2 was kind of like their way of starting a lot of using all these different key codes, right? So they were trying to look for ways to get people to buy the extra editions and say, "Oh, we'll give you a whole bunch of key codes. We'll give you this, that, and the third." But what they did, all the stuff inside of it, I didn't particularly care about. But what they gave you was this massive chest that looked exactly like one of the chests. And dude, I wanted that chest so bad because from a lot of people that I heard from, it was a really, really good quality chest. Right?
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool to kind of have around in your in your game room or whatever, and put other games in or your controllers or something like that. I love stuff like that. Then they had that one really wasn't good. I kind of leave that one. Call of Duty Black Ops 3. They actually had a mini fridge that was themed after the zombies. That was themed after the zombies portion of it. I forget what the name of the drink was, but it was some kind of drink or whatever, and it was kind of old timey writing or whatever, which was Street Fighter 25th Anniversary Collector's Edition. This one I actually wanted, and this is kind of a cheat, mainly because it's not based on one actual game release. It's like
it was a collection.
It was a collection. So I really wish they would do this more often with more series. But basically what they did in this was they included the soundtrack to basically every Street Fighter game out there. So there were 11 discs worth of soundtrack. They had 4 different games. 2 of them were physical, 2 of them were digital. They had a Blu-ray documentary that basically chronicled the whole series. They had a Ryu statue that lit up and had sounds and stuff on it. I don't remember how big it was. I think it was probably like this big. I
believe he was doing a Shoryuken.
Right. Mm-hmm. And they had additional in-game digital items, costumes, characters, and stuff that will go to the games that were included in it. And I was like, dude, that is a collector's edition because, it's got all of that content in there. So for people that are really, really into it, they want it. Even if they already have 2 of the games or a couple of the games, just mainly because all the other stuff that's in it.
I will say one thing, that's a pretty cool collector's edition, and I kind of considered it being a Street Fighter fan, but the problem was that all the games that were on there I already had.
You already had, right. That's part of the conundrum, but for some people it's like, what, I'm gonna get them, I'll just give the games to or sell the games off, because half the time that's what some people do anyways. Fallout 3 and 4 both included their Pip-Boy editions, had, I guess you could say, cosplayable versions of the Pip-Boy that you could put around your arm.
Did 3
kind of? Yeah, 3 was actually the first one that did it.
I don't think it was cosplayable. I don't think it was wearable. I think it was just kind of like a statue.
Yeah, I can't remember if it was wearable or not, but they did make it so that you could at least put some cell phones in them and use them.
I specifically remember everyone flipping out over the 4th one and trying to pre-order and everything when they announced it, because they're like, "Oh my god, I can actually wear it and use it and all this stuff." There was an app for it and everything, and then they got it. And they realized it only worked for like certain phones.
Right, only certain phones would actually fit. So Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. I remember this one because at that time, that was when I was really into Call of Duty. Their collector's edition actually contained real functioning night vision goggles. Now, why I would want them, I don't know, but it sounded pretty cool at the time.
Sounds like something that you would like. I would expect in a Splinter Cell.
Right, I was kind of thinking that it was as well, but the Splinter Cell one, they didn't have that. They had drones on the Splinter Cell one, which kind of didn't make sense to me. Yeah. So it's kind of like you should have swapped them, but whatever.
Yeah.
One of the more recent ones, Fallout 76, they have a wearable light up power armor helmet.
That helmet, oh yeah.
So, there's going to be a lot of cosplayers that'll probably be buying that and using that just on the strength of that alone.
Oh, yeah.
Another one, and this is the last one I have. Another one that I kind of wanted just because I'm a music head anyway, and I remember like the soundtrack for this game. Mafia 3 had a deep cuts edition of their collector's edition where they provided a full-size turntable. And inside the turntable on the lid, they had all the developers sign it. Not all the developers, but a decent amount of them signed it or autographed it. And it contained, I think they had two discs, vinyl. The soundtrack was on two vinyl discs, two vinyl records. Yeah. And it had a bunch of other content or whatever also. But I was like, dude, a part of me kind of wanted to get that because it's got that good 60s music or whatever on there. So it's kind of throwback. I kind of liked that. I was like, that was a good touch.
One more to add on there from the chat. Modern Warfare 2 had night vision goggles.
That one. Yeah, I put that. I
did they work?
Yes, they worked.
Oh shit!
Oh wow, yes. That's okay. That's pretty good then. That one's pretty cool.
Yeah, they worked. I was impressed by that one. But that was when I was in the Mortal Kombat. I mean, not Mortal Kombat. That was when I was into Modern Warfare big time, and I kind of wanted those. I really did. But I started thinking about. I was like, what the hell am I going to do with night vision goggles? I am not about to assassinate anybody. I mean, seriously.
No, BJ, you left out what I deem as the Godfather of collector's editions, or really.
Did the Godfather game have a collector's edition?
No. if it did, probably.
It was coming.
But no. I'm talking about the collector's edition. Only one was made available. The Saints Row 4 $1 million pack. Or
yes.
Edition.
I did forget that. Apologies.
So, for those of you that don't remember what all came in this $1 million package,
$1 million.
You get the Saints Row 4 Commander-in-Chief Edition, a Virgin Galactic space flight, still has yet to be done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The full-size replica dubstep gun, a hostage rescue experience.
Oh, great! Yeah,
a spy training day.
Okay.
A capsule wardrobe.
Okay.
Plastic surgery.
Nice. That's awesome.
And
this totally fits the theme of the game. It's just over the top. It's like, why would you want this stuff? But yeah, it totally fits the game. Continue. Yeah, go ahead.
A personal shopper.
Okay.
A week for two at the Jefferson Hotel in Washington, D.C.
It's not bad.
Okay.
7 nights at the top royal suite at Burj Al Arab in Dubai.
Wait, is it two different trips? Once to Dubai, once to Washington, D.C.?
Yes, and they do cover the first class flights to Washington, D.C. and Dubai.
Holy crap.
A Lamborghini Gallardo. I think
yeah, sure. Screw it.
Yeah, that's like $500,000 right there.
Yeah.
A new Toyota Prius.
Nope. That's clearly where all the money went.
Nice.
Plus 1 year's worth of insurance. As well as
you need it with that Lamborghini.
Car membership.
A what kind of membership?
A supercar membership.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
These guys are hilarious. I loved it.
$1 million. That's what you get.
I love that.
I can get behind that
absolutely
because
hilarious.
it's clearly a stunt. It's not meant
Yeah,
to be
it is.
taken
Did they
seriously.
actually sell it?
I don't. Hold on. I gotta look this up.
I don't think so.
There's got to be I mean, you think about it. If they only made one, there's got to be one person that did it just to say that they were the one that did it.
Yeah.
I bet you some Russian gamer or something like that did it.
Well, you have to
gosh.
think like for stuff like that. Could they have?
It should have been like if no one has gotten it yet, it should just for a goof. It should be like fuck it, PewDiePie got it.
Yeah, I'm looking on Reddit right now to see if anyone's reported that. So
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Well, as we can see, collector's editions can get kind of freaking crazy.
Heck yeah. I love it.
And I just want to point something out, okay? Because I said I don't care about toys and everything. I don't have a problem with merchandise or anything like that. I mean, I have a Sonic blanket right behind me.
Yes, we know. We know.
And I will say that, let me see, actually, I think I can point the camera right above me.
Uh-oh, I'm going to throw up. Okay, he didn't do it the way I thought he was going to do it.
A row of little, like, figures.
Okay.
Just for looks, right?
Yeah.
You know? I even got, so, there you go. I don't have a problem with that. I screwed it up. Damn it. I don't have a problem with that. My problem is usually how much it costs and how it's packaged. I just want the freaking game. Stop trying to exploit that and make me also have to buy this other horse shit just to get to something that maybe
Esteban, I want it all. Okay, I want it all. I want the night vision goggles, the Lamborghini,
but Daddy, I want it
chest.
now.
I want the mini fridge. I want all of it.
World. I want
That's
it
right.
now.
And I want a 2-foot figurine of Halle Berry and Rosario Dawson trying to kick each other in the face. Telling you, I want all of it.
First you had my interest, now you have my curiosity.
It was like, oh, really? Rosario Dawson and Halle Berry? Why are they kicking each other?
Just because, all right? Just because.
That reminds me of that one joke that they had in Family Guy when Peter Griffin got a statue of Gwyneth Paltrow and Harriet Tubman.
Oh,
I don't know.
I don't even want to know. With that show, I don't even want to know.
Racially diverse people, I do not want to see where this ends.
It was just a statue. It was just a statue. Gwyneth Paltrow was naked. But Harriet Tubman was not.
Oh, was not. I was about to say. I was like, oh, I'm searching. What?
So, questions. I have many.
Okay. Dude, shoot. I'm here to answer every single one of them.
Why are they fighting?
Why? Oh, why are they fighting?
Yeah.
Because I need a reason for them to pose without, without
being so obvious. Got it.
Yeah, without it being obvious. It's supposed to be about a game that doesn't exist at the moment, only in my mind.
Def Jam Fight for LA.
Yes! Perfect! Oh, there you go. That's what I'm talking about. See,
have you been hearing about those freaking rumors?
We're here. I've been seeing the tweets.
Yeah.
I want there's interest. Something may come. They're talking about it, and that's all I wanted. Talk about it.
Okay, well, at least we know what happens is if that game is real, Halle Berry and Rosario Dawson have to be in the game, and then the collector's edition can have a little figurine statue, whatever, of them fighting each other.
Perfect. Yes. Done.
Okay, that's been the podcast. Goodbye.
All right.
No, just kidding. But we do actually gonna have to take a break. So
yes, ladies and gentlemen. Look, ladies and gentlemen, you've got to come back. When we come back, what we're going to do is we're going to actually go through some of the games that are coming up, and we're all going to say what we feel we'd want in those collector's editions so we can see some kind of change so that we can get Shawn and Esteban into this, people. Let's get them into this. All right? Let's do it.
Make us spend money.
That's right. Come back. We'll see you soon.
Hard sell.
Yay! You came back. Thank you so much.
No, they did. They all left.
I know. Anywho, as you all know, we are the Shaded Pixels podcast. Today, or tonight rather, we've been talking collector's edition video games. We kind of scrolled through some of the games in the past and even some in the future that have collector's editions that were quite impressive. Anything from light up helmets that are full size to wearable cosplay items to turntables and soundtracks galore and statues. Dude, there's all kinds of stuff. And of course, my co-hosts are both haters. They hate it all. They don't want it. They just want the game. But ladies and gentlemen, that's why I'm here.
I'd buy the turntable if it was separate.
I am the one that wants all the gobbledygook. I want all the nonsensical coins and lithographs and art books and statues and flags and all that other stupid stuff. Of course. Why wouldn't I want to clutter up my room with nonsensical stuff about video games? I can't wait. So, this is what we're going to do for this last portion of our episode today, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to try to figure out a way to convince my co-hosts what they should want in a collector's item that would get them into actually spending more than that $60 that they typically do to get the game and some junk. Now, this is definitely not going to work because these two, I can already see They don't like it. It's not going to happen, but we can dream. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's dig into it. Let's try and see what it is that would actually get them to spend more money on a collector's edition. Okay?
I didn't agree to this. This is
Give
an
it to
ambush.
me. Give it to me. I know that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. That's why I'm the host tonight. That's what we're doing.
Well, I'm going to tell you one thing, and this is something like we've already brought up already in the episode, but something that like you can put in there into a collector's edition that's always great. You were talking about, different versions of it, but you get me with a good soundtrack. You can put that in a good collector's edition, and that's something that I'm like, okay, cool. This is good. You get maybe The Legend of Zelda. You put in that good orchestral soundtrack in there.
A part of me wonders why soundtracks aren't a default addition to every collector's edition.
Gotta get more money. Yeah. Gotta get more money.
That's true, but I mean, goodness, you're already paying blah, 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 blah for this particular edition, and the music's already in your game. Why wouldn't you bundle?
Yeah.
I mean, that's something I've never understood. Because like in particular, one that I can remember in particular, I can't remember. Oh, I'll have to look this up. No, let me look this up before I speak.
Okay. Well, we were talking about soundtracks a couple of episodes ago, and I've mentioned that I bought soundtracks before, and one of the soundtracks that I even talked about was one that was included in the game back in the day on the Super Nintendo, the Killer Instinct one, Killer Cuts. So it's definitely something.
Killer Cuts.
It's something you can definitely do, but I don't know if I would go that extra mile for it. Another thing that's a problem with me in collector's editions and video games is normally I want to play the game first, see if I really like it, and then I'll invest money in more stuff about it.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, that's the whole point of a collector's edition. I mean, is only for the Uber fans. I mean, that's the reason why it's called collector, because I mean, they know
the fan who's already a fan of the game before they've even gotten to play it.
Yes, I mean, we're talking like the Destiny people that already know that once Destiny comes out, that's the only game that they're playing for like the next 3 or 4 months. That's like when that is their target right there. They're like, those are the people, so, and I did look this up. The Skyrim Collector's Edition did not have the soundtrack in it, which surprised me. I was upset about that. It's not that I was going to buy it in the first place because I didn't want the big ass, huge, massive dragon thing that I had no place to put. That was probably heavy as all get out. But still, if you're going to have a collector's edition that's like $100, almost $200, I'd think the soundtrack would be the least of your worries in terms of what to put in that edition. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just me.
At least like as a download, right?
Exactly.
As a good digital download. I mean, I don't think they've already announced a collector's edition for the next Super Smash Brothers Ultimate. But
that's a weird thing because Nintendo,
28 hours of music got me. I'll be raining down with music. You give me over a day's worth of music. I'll be happy with that.
I would say that it's probably a legal disaster because they're having to get all these different companies to work together to allow their music on there.
Probably,
and that's another reason why you don't see a lot of them in some of them is because of third-party content. Like,
but that's specific to Smash Brothers. All these other games, they're making the music themselves.
Right? They're commissioning, a composer to put the in their game. So why wouldn't they include it?
Unless you're like a GTA where it's a whole bunch of licensed music. But
and by the way, I think they've done that in the past.
They released a 8-disc soundtrack for Grand Theft Auto Vice City, and I think they did something similar with San Andreas.
Yep, they did. I remember because I almost bought it once.
Yeah. And that's great. And I believe one of my friends bought the Vice City one, but he bought it after he had the game and he realized that he liked it.
Right.
That's the thing, though. That's why collector's editions do not make sense to me.
They do. Oh, they make way too much sense to me.
They expect you to really want and like something from a product that you haven't even had yet.
Oh, that's the whole point. That's the whole point of a pre-order.
But that makes no sense to me.
Dude, that's the whole point of a pre-order. They want your money before they ever give you said object. They do that with music. They do that with, they do that with movies. They do that, I'm telling you.
I know they do, but
pre-order for everything because they're banking on that theme, on that character, on whatever it is, the buzz. They're banking on the buzz to get your money before it ever comes out or comes out initially to the public. So they're always going to have that.
To be fair, I will only get more than a regular edition of a game if the reviews are already out and they say, oh yeah, this is a really great game, and there's enough time for me to say, okay, great, I'll go in and get the collector's edition. Or, and this is probably it's a franchise and from a developer and publisher that I respect and trust. Like I know, Naughty Dog, Insomniac, those are a couple of developers that I love that I know make good games. And I would go in and buy a collector's edition of, say, Spider-Man or Last of Us 2. If it's
speaking of said Spider-Man, say they made a collector's edition of Spider-Man, what would actually get you to purchase Spider-Man aside from like a freaking Spider-Man suit with all the Tony Stark gadgetry in it?
Give me a full-size Spider-Man suit, I'll buy it. Give it to me, like. Don't give me the in-game stuff. Give me a suit I can actually wear. I will buy that thing. I will
Shawn
invest.
Richards is the Spearman.
What you're you're telling me, Shawn, is that you want cosplay items in your collector's editions,
or at least something physical that you can work with.
Yeah, like something physical like that. You give me like statues really don't work for me because that's just like it's a statue. It stands on my shelf, and that's all it'll do. Like you give me a hat that I can wear, sure, it's something I can show off. You give me like maybe a patch that I can put on a jacket, or maybe it can be something as small as like a button or a pin that I can put on a backpack or a shirt. That's something I'd be perfectly okay with. I'm just throwing out the whole Spider-Man suit thing because that's, that'd
funny.
Be pretty But like, the stuff like that. I don't know if Sonic Forces did that because they had the whole customizable avatar thing if they gave out some stuff like that.
No, although if you bought the bonus edition, which was actually just the day one edition, so that was the version you got if you bought it day one. It came with these like weird ass glasses and some decals that you could put on your controller. That was it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But even things like that, like stuff that's physical and has multi-purpose, something to where it'd be like, you know what, I'm really a big fan of this game, so I'm willing to go out there and say that. Even if it's something like, say, here's a car decal that you can put on the back of your car, or something that you can put on your controller to show, hey, I really like this. And granted, that's for Spider-Man. That's for a licensed franchise. I don't expect, there's at some point what I'll expect, some points while not. I mean, it's not going to be Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite bad, where you have a box full of 6 rocks. But,
I mean, it would have been kind of better if it was actually good.
Yeah. But it's stuff like that. Like it's not necessarily cosplay items, but things that are more than just a statue or a piece of material.
Yeah. Yeah. As a matter of fact, BJ, I believe you even said something about it. I don't know if it was on the show or what we were discussing before the show, but you even said that there's a lot of the stuff that you pre-order, you get in a gold edition, some extra in-game thing that once you're 5 hours into the game or so, they don't even matter anymore. That's not incentive for me to want to get that. I want something that I can actually be using. beyond
And
that.
I've kind of put thought into this because I've seen this go a couple of different ways. So, like, a part of my conundrum, because I'm that kind of gamer, say for instance, NBA 2K. Now, they already have a money grab system in NBA 2K with virtual currency and card packs and all that other kind of crap in there, right? Yeah, they're already hooking you with that, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So they instead of providing multiple editions where you get different versions of different all they have is your standard edition and then your not even collector's edition, your ultimate edition, right? Mm-hmm. So your standard edition, if you pre-order, they have pre-order bonuses. But your ultimate edition, they give you, extra virtual currency. They give you extra My Team currency. They promise you a certain amount of card packs, one every week for maybe an extra few weeks past the regular pre-order. And then they give you I can't remember which grade, but they give you a LeBron card for you to use on your My Team when you first started out. That's a pretty high rarity or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So most guys that play NBA 2K a lot are probably going to get that off the top just for the mere fact that it starts them off with a lot of My Team currency, because the My Team currency you can't buy.
Yeah.
That's like, that's currency that you have to grind to get. Mm-hmm. So that is like incentive almost enough for a lot of people. But like the other portion of it where they're just giving you virtual currency, they're giving you card packs that probably aren't going to give you much anything in them anyways. Mm-hmm. And a card that, after maybe, as we were talking about before, after maybe about 10 hours playing the game, you're probably going to be able to pull or find the card, that'll be better than that particular one. It's one of those that's a toss-up. And for some people, I think it's really more so how much time they plan on spending in the game as to whether or not that in-game digital content is really worth it. Because some people are going to be like, look, I love this game, I'm going to play it, but I'm not going to hardcore play it. So I do want that boost. So that I don't have to struggle through the first few hours or whatever. I want to be able to breeze through the first few hours, or So it's going to be one of those where it'll be a toss-up. Where is that digital content great for a single player, or is that digital content a slight boost when you hit multiplayer? That'll be that kind of thing, that kind of push and pull also. Because I know when it was in Borderlands 2. The digital content that they were offering there were just keys. So you weren't guaranteed any, there was no guarantee anything for that. All it was is, hey, you open this key, you'll get a certain rarity gun, and you might have to throw that joker away. But they give you so many of those keys, you're almost guaranteed to get something that you're going to, use for quite some time in that game.
Yeah.
So it's a toss-up. It depends on the game structure as to whether or not that digital content is really going to end up being worth it.
And granted, a lot of times if they do something like virtual currency and give you stuff like that, that's going to be something that turns me off on the game entirely.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I will also say that what you're mentioning is it also sort of bugs me to do that as well, because to me, I'm like, okay, well, you could be like, the problem with it is that the in-game stuff they give you isn't really worth enough for long enough in the game. So maybe give you something better so that it's actually worth it and will actually last you while you play throughout the game. Better gun, right? But the other way I look at it is, well, that's just like a cheat code then. You're getting this like really good gun or this really good this thing that I get to cheat with just because I pre-ordered the game early.
Heck yeah.
And I don't want to do that.
I miss cheat codes. I love cheat codes.
I love cheat codes too, but I don't want to cheat unless like I'm having trouble with the game, or if it's a fun cheat where it's something silly like big head mode or something.
Well, that's the thing. But, you get those codes or whatever. You don't have to use them when you
first. Then what's the point in pre-ordering?
Well, that's the thing. If you feel that it's a
or
cheat
getting a
and you
collector's
don't
edition,
want
or
it,
whatever.
because again, a lot of times with these editions, you'll have certain people that want one thing and not the other. You'll be certain people that love toys, but they could care less about digital content.
Yeah.
Or they love the digital content, or they care less about the physical items.
Yeah.
All that's gonna happen is they'll sell that stuff off. That stuff is gonna be all over eBay. That stuff is gonna be all over, or they'll give it to their friends.
Yeah.
You know, something like that. I'm like, oh, you know, hey, dude, take this. You know, you got the regular edition. Da, 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 da. It always happens because you can't please everybody when you start getting into being a collector or whatever. There's so many different types of collectors or whatever. It's hard to please them all.
Yeah.
Because you know you're not going to be able to give a cosplay item and a figurine and a big soundtrack and a whole bunch of digital content and da 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 da. You know, all in the collector's edition without having a whole freaking $1 million Saints Row edition that gives you a freaking Lamborghini.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I vaguely remember
like a certain price point.
I vaguely remember there was some game that just gave you a T-shirt. I think that's pretty safe
for the collectors. Yeah.
Yeah. You just be like, you know, if it was like a pre-order thing, then you could be like, well, this is my size, and then when the game comes in, they're like, we got your right size shirt. Here you go, and it's just like something simple. It's like a decent like T-shirt, like something I got on here, and it's just got the logo right here, and then you're good. And be like, I like this game. There.
You got to think bigger. Say, Esteban, I'm telling you, we did it with Shawn. Shawn gave me something good. He actually went the extra mile. Okay, well, so I'm gonna send it to Esteban. Okay,
something that might appeal to you, BJ.
I want it. Whatever it is.
Because I see you're wearing a jersey right now. What if they say with the new NBA game, so like, hey, here's this guy on the cover.
Iverson, nice.
You want his He's like, do you want a jersey like his?
I'm telling you, they should have done that a long time ago. I don't understand why they hadn't done that, because that would easily put a game with a price point at like 100 plus with a jersey. That makes sense. Jerseys are like, you know, $60-$80 anyway. So give me like $120 game with the jersey. Boom, I'm buying it.
Yeah, right there. There you go. You've got that.
It's real easy. Just that's actually real simple. To be like, hey, you get the deluxe edition and you can get a jersey, or hell, even be like if you get the super deluxe version, you'll get the whole freaking outfit. You'll get the shorts too.
Yep. So check this. Okay, like I was saying, Esteban, we're gonna shoot it over to you. Okay.
All right.
Now you love fighting games, right?
Yes.
So let's say, since we were talking about it a little bit earlier, the next Soul Calibur that comes out.
Yeah.
They say, Esteban, you are our fantasy winner. You're going to get to choose what gets to be included in the Esteban Collector's Edition of the next Soul Calibur game. What are you going to put in it?
Yeah.
It's a fighting game, so you can't do that because there's too many.
Oh, like, no. Hey, look, there is no can't right now. I'm going to let you go for what you know. This is your fantasy pick. You can do your unrealistic pick and your realistic pick if you want.
Okay, well, my unrealistic pick would be a almost 1-to-1. It'd probably have to be smaller. So maybe 2-to-1 or however it's done. But a replica of Soul Edge.
Ooh, there you go.
Now they can't do that because I'm saying you should put a freaking sword in there, so you're gonna kill somebody. So that's why you can't do that.
They could still do. I could see them figuring out a way to do that. They make swords.
Soul Edge is huge, but I mean,
yeah, that would be freaking redonkulous if it was. They wouldn't be able to ship that thing. The shipping for that would be more than the freaking game and the sword and everything combined. But yeah, you know, I can see that. I can see that. That'd be a good choice.
The other thing I can think of, like, okay, a more realistic choice would be the game soundtrack, because the game is fantastic.
Ding ding ding.
The game soundtrack is fantastic. Maybe how about a picture framed of some really nice concept art that's this, like, it's just really well done. Again, that's something else that I'm into. That's what that picture is up there. It's of Prince of Persia from 2008.
Yeah.
Right? It's absolutely gorgeous. But like really nice framed, it's meant to look good, maybe signed by the artist.
Or maybe even on canvas.
Oh, that'd be even nice
like a
too.
Canvas one, not necessarily massive, but a nice size canvas art piece.
Yeah, but the point is though is that it's not just like it's some picture that we printed out. No, it's like
it's a poster.
This is freaking art that you hang up and admire, right?
Nice.
So that soundtracked. I don't know. None of those two things are very video gamey though.
It doesn't have to be video gamey. It's the collector. It's you're collecting, you're showing your fandom.
How video gamey is a t-shirt? How t-shirty is a video game? Jesus.
A t-shirt, throw that in. Screw it. I was just saying that was good. Soul Calibur t-shirt. Have like the logo or something right here, and then on the back can be like the big ass Soul Edge running down your back. That'll look good.
Yeah. I can see that.
I don't know. I feel like my ideas aren't really imaginative enough, other than having a replica of the frickin' sword, which I can't do.
No, that's good. I wasn't even thinking that route when I said Soul Calibur, but yes, that's definitely a good one.
Yeah. Screw it.
Right.
We'll just be like I said Soul Edge before, but screw it. Take the actual Soul Calibur, the other sword, and like make it one of those like giant pens or pencils.
That would be pretty awesome.
That would be cool.
You could use it as a pencil.
Or you could have it as a letter opener.
Oh, you could do letter
Soul Edge letter opener.
Oh, that would be a bit more awesome. Yeah, I have a letter opener that's basically that. Something small used to ship. Jesus.
Okay. Yeah. Would that be too dangerous though? Because you could stab someone with the letter opener.
No, that'd be perfect.
Disclaimer on it. That's all you need.
Yeah, that'd be perfect. That would be perfect.
Yeah, I guess so. They put in freaking night vision goggles for Modern Warfare 2, so I guess it'd be okay. I guess I don't know. I guess that's it. Put that on the box. It'd be like $100.
I love it. I love it.
So a letter opener, a T-shirt, soundtrack, and a picture.
Okay.
A piece of art, $100, maybe 120, depending on how good the canvas or the framing picture is.
Yeah.
How big it is, all that stuff.
I want to show you how actually close or far away you were from what they're actually providing for Soul Calibur 6. Okay.
I actually don't know this, so.
Oh,
in the collector's edition, they are providing a 129-page art book. So it's art.
That makes sense.
Printed out, but it's an art book. They're giving you the steel case, the little metal case, with the soundtrack on disc inside.
Okay.
Nice.
And they're providing a 12-inch collectible Sofitia figure. So that's a good size figurine. That's a foot. That's a good size figurine. Yeah. And of course the game.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
For how much is that? Oh man, they don't. $150.
Yeah, that's too much.
And a lot of that's probably in that figurine, which
yeah, a lot of that's the figurine.
I will say one thing. I actually think art books are a pretty good thing to include. It's just that I'm not an artist, so artists would be able to look at that and be like, and like examine the technique and how they did that. I don't know anything about that, but I see the value in that, so that's fine. Me personally, though,
I do kind of often.
I do appreciate when something looks good. Like I even showed. So that's why my take on that was give me something I can frame, not like a coffee table book.
Right.
But
yeah,
I see
something that's like this big. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that Titanfall one was ridiculous. I thought it was cool. I loved it, but I was like, there's no possible way, even if I had the money, that I would actually get it, because I'm like, that's just too big. It was just too massive. It really was.
But so I see the value of that. But everything else is just sort of like what I expected. Steelbook, I don't care about that. And And
so I'll put this other one to you because I'm surprised that more fighting games didn't do this than this one. Do you remember when they did I guess you could say the relaunch of Mortal Kombat, and they did
reboot.
the tournament edition that
the
had
alternative universe of Mortal Kombat? Yes, that's technically what it is.
Yeah, that had the I guess you could call it like the fight stick, arcade fight stick, or whatever that was. One box win. I'm surprised more fighting games don't do that off the top.
They really should. It's my guess is because fight sticks were really expensive before. Like a decent one was still cost you like $150 to $200 just by itself.
Right.
But there is a company now that makes them pretty cheap, around the $60 mark. So yeah, actually, that would be real. That would make a lot of sense now.
Yeah, because to me, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense why you wouldn't do that. Because I mean, you've got so many guys that are training or trying to become, the next esport fighter or something like that. So to have a decent one, that's in the box or whatever for them to at least start off with or something.
The company is Kwanba, and they make like super expensive ones as well, but they make $60 ones that they always drop down to like 40 right now too. So like I would tell you something right now. If Soul Calibur 6 released with a bundle where you also got a fight stick with it, it has its design or whatever, as long as that design wasn't complete ass, I would buy that. I would 100% buy that.
Basically take out the figurine that nobody wants and put in the fight stick, and you've sold Esteban.
You could literally take out everything else. It could just be the game and the fight stick, and I'm there.
Yeah, that's basically all you need in the collector's edition, in my opinion.
They and to sell it, they can say like, "Oh, the design on this arcade stick is exclusive to this."
Right.
Like, okay.
Interesting. Yeah. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think that's pretty much an episode. We'd love to hear your stories about what you guys would love to have in your collector's editions, your standard editions, your Dark Phoenix editions, your Phoenix Dark
Phoenix
Division
Capital Phoenix
editions, the Phoenix Rising edition. All those goofy editions, your $1 million Lamborghini edition. What
Phoenix Shield edition?
Yeah.
Phoenix Shield edition and Dark Zone edition.
We would love to hear it. So definitely shoot us messages. We're on Twitter. We're on Facebook. We're in a lot of different places. Go check us out. We've got it someplace listed there.
YouTube
it's right next to me, right here.
Yeah. YouTube is bit.ly/Shaded Pixels. The episode will be up on Thursday at 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern. Shaded Pixels podcast is right here on Twitch. We do this every Tuesday. Shaded Pixels on Twitter and Shaded Pixels podcast on Facebook and Instagram.
Awesome. See, that's why I keep Esteban here, because I need somebody to be able to handle all the other kind of the scrolly credit stuff. I need him to help me out with that stuff.
I get fed in cheeseburgers.
Shawn, we're about to get out of here. Let the people know what you're working on and where they can find you, man.
All right. I'm still working on a lot of different stuff right now. If you've not noticed by the stuff in the background, I'm actually working on a bit of cosplay stuff. So you'll find all of it on my Twitter at Little Big Ham. I might do some video a little bit later, just doing some video game stuff and review stuff. You can always find that at Jonathan Studios. But that's all that I've got going on right now. Esteban, what do you got?
Well, let's see. This week I took a break from streaming because I actually decided that I need to do a little bit more writing and get back to that, especially after we talked about all the journalism stuff. So I do have some pieces in the work that will start going up next week. That will be at heycullowin.wordpress.com. In the meantime, I still have Let's Play videos going up. You can always check that out at youtube.com/users/Cullowin. And socials, I'm Hey Cullowin everywhere. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all those good places.
Awesome. And as usual, ladies and gentlemen, you can find me, Bunny3000, on most of the social medias at Bunny3000. if you'd like, you can actually check out a recent article that I wrote about my trip to Paisley Park. Huge Prince fan here, ladies and gentlemen. So go to Heed Magazine. That's HEEDMAG.com. Check out the article there, and you can read through, see all the pretty pictures and stuff. I couldn't take pictures inside. They wouldn't let me do it. But at least, see and, read about the experience that I had. Great time, great tour. Recommended for everybody. And ladies and gentlemen, that's a wrap. That's what we do here. We broke it down to all kinds of pixels, all kinds of Lamborghinis, all kinds of cosplay items, all kinds of fight sticks. We did it. Now all we need is for all these different companies to just go ahead and give us collector's editions without us having to pay for it, just because we gave them the idea. Well, it's not going to happen. But I'm going to put
Dawson and Halle Berry statue. Make it happen.
Oh,
do it.
Gotta have that, ladies and gentlemen. Just because of that, we're going to leave it at that. Later. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next week. Same time, same place.